Hello, everyone. Thank you for listening and watching. If this video has found you, there's a message here for you, but please take what resonates and leave the rest. This is my Pick a Spirit Animal energy reading that I post every Sunday. If you enjoy my videos, please like, comment, subscribe, and share. And I'm always so grateful for your donations. Thank you very much. May your gifts be returned to you, multiplied and folded over. So in today's video, we're going to talk about spiritual advice that you need to hear right now. So these spirit animals showing up today have a message for you regarding your life, your spiritual path, advice that you need right now. Maybe you're going through some obstacles and challenges. At the time of me making this video, we are in eclipse season, which always brings in a lot of change and upheaval. We also have a couple of challenging astrological aspects adding to that mix. So again, this video is just going to be some advice, some guidance, perhaps some support, some encouragement that you need to hear from spirit. So please choose the spirit animal or spirit animals that may have a message for you. There may be more than one. And you may pause the video if you need a few more moments to meditate. But if you're ready, let's go ahead and get started. For those of you who chose the great horned owl, the great horned owl shows up when your intuition is being heightened, okay? Having said that, you need to set some boundaries, especially psychic protection, psychic development, because what happens with your intuition being heightened is you start to pick up on a lot of energies that may or may not be yours. So there is a message here that you do need to protect your energy. I'm hearing for some of you, there could be someone trying to put you in a situationship or just a situation you don't want to be in. Like I'm feeling a lot of third party energy with this group. Maybe somebody is married and they want you to get involved with them, or, a third party is not always a person. This could be like a situation that has nothing to do with you, but people want to get you involved or want to bring drama and chaos into your life, okay? These are people that could be trying to control you for some of you, or I'm hearing ride your coattails. Maybe you're somebody that's achieved a lot of success. But whoever this person or these people are, they don't deserve you. And I feel like they know it. I feel like they know that they're not on your level, that they have not earned a spot at your table, but they want to be in your energy anyway. So be mindful of that. I'm feeling that maybe you're somebody that likes to feel needed too. So that's something that you need to address, right? Why do you have to feel needed by people? But if you're feeling something about a person or a situation, know that it's true, regardless of what they say, regardless of what you see or what things are being presented to you. Just whatever you're feeling, trust your intuition and follow it, okay? I'm also hearing that if this is a person, maybe an ex or a deceptive family member, a frenemy, that you need to pay attention to this person's body language, especially when you ask them something that makes them uncomfortable. See how they shift, how their vision shift, how their body moves. And that'll be a clear indication of this person's true intentions, okay? You'll just know that they're not being truthful with you, okay? I'm also hearing for some of you that you need to be more explicit with your goals, especially in relationships and in life. But in relationships, you don't need to be afraid to assert yourself, okay? If you don't want to be put in a third party situation, if you're not wanting to, be a side chick or whatever, you need to tell somebody that, right? This is not what I want. And if you're not willing to give me what I want, or if you're not able to give me what I want, then I need to move on, right? And people won't like it, but that's their problem. I'm hearing for some of you, you definitely intimidate people already. And I feel like you have a striking appearance, you're beautiful, you're handsome, or you're just striking, right? People stop and stare at you. It's your energy, okay? But I feel like this has triggered a lot of insecurities in others. And, this could be interpreted as your insecurities and fears. So again, psychic protection, psychic development is necessary, okay? I'm also hearing that you need to face your fears for some of you, especially when it comes to being yourself, being comfortable being who you are. Maybe you need to do some shadow work, which nobody wants to do, right? But it's a necessary part of spiritual growth. Shadow work helps you to face the parts of yourself that you've chosen to ignore, that you've chosen to suppress, the parts of yourself that you don't like, that you don't want anybody to see. But what the problem is, people can see these things, okay? And they can use these shadow traits against you. But when you're aware of them and how they affect you and other people, you're able to accept them within yourself and love yourself anyway, and they won't have any power over you, right? They're there, but they're not going to have power over you. In other words, when there's no enemy within, enemies outside of us can do us no harm, okay? And shadow work also helps you to trust your intuition because you're more aware of what energies belong to you and what energies don't, all right? It'll also help you to identify shadow aspects in other people so that you can protect your energy and not internalize these things, what other people say, what other people do, how they react, etc. Okay? Don't be afraid of your dark side. It has a purpose. It serves as a valuable teaching tool to help you transform your life and to assert your boundaries. Okay? I'm also hearing for some of you, you need to move in silence. Don't tell people your plans, just show them your results. That's all that matters anyway. People don't want to know how, you grinded and stuff. Not everybody. They're not interested in that. They just want to see your results. All right. I'm also hearing that for some of you, you need to get up earlier. That's something that's going to help you to achieve your goals and dreams and your intentions. If you get up 2 to 3 hours earlier than the normal wake up time, you're already going to have a lot of people beat. All right. That's a side message for somebody. But the Great Horned Owl is asking you to tap into your wisdom, your strength, and your discernment to achieve success. All right. So I hope this video was helpful for you. Thank you so much for listening and watching. Have a wonderful day. Namaste. For those of you who chose Falcon, I'm hearing that you're very ambitious, you have big goals, and you have already put in a lot of hard work. But I'm hearing that you're having some trouble concentrating and you need to focus. I'm also hearing that there's a need for solitude and moving in silence. That was also a message for the Great Horned Owl. So if that resonated with you, you might want to listen to that reading as well. But I'm hearing that you have experienced or you are getting ready to experience positive changes in your life. Maybe you're getting a promotion, you are getting maybe some type of windfall, but you're leveling up in life. Maybe you just graduated from college or you've completed some kind of training program, I'm hearing. For some of you, this is what you need to do. You need to go back to school. You need to pick up another trade or there needs to be some kind of career change, a career pivot, because I'm hearing that maybe what you're doing is no longer satisfying you. Or for some of you, I'm hearing that your industry has changed and, maybe there's been some layoffs, some cuts, and you feel like this is, a good time for you to exit. So that's a message for somebody. But I'm hearing that you can turn your passions into profits. You have a hobby, a pastime, something that you do that you can turn into income, okay? I'm hearing that you need to create a business plan and a schedule that'll help you to get these things done. So you need to set some deadlines for yourself. I'm hearing that you need to create a vision board. I'm a big fan of the block scheduling system by Jordan Page, cheap, fun, or free. I've been using that for years on and off. More so on, though. I've definitely been using it more so lately. But it's a very, very good system. I highly recommend you check it out. I'm going to link her video below so you can just get an overview of it. But I'm also hearing things like meal prepping and, having your clothes out. These are things that'll help you to be successful. These little things that we, don't think about, but they can take up a lot of our time. Just not being prepared, not being ready. Okay. I'm also hearing that you have all the tools and knowledge at your disposal. You just need to be more disciplined. You need some more. You ain't got no damn discipline. That's what I'm hearing. And, you can't agree to every commitment or invite. That's a huge issue. I'm feeling, like that's a problem for some of you, that you feel obligated to go to these things, maybe, corporate luncheons or meetings or whatever. And it's taking away from you needing to do your work. Or, maybe you're trying to start a business and you're getting, invites to parties, to hang out, to do all these things that are not aligned with your goals. You need to have more discernment. You need to make some sacrifices. You need to make some cuts. Okay? No sacrifice, no victory, right? For some of you, I'm hearing that you might be needing to take some supplements. These would be beneficial for you. Maybe magnesium. That'll help you sleep, help your digestion and your mood. Some ginkgo biloba will help you to focus and concentrate and give you energy. I'm also hearing that some of you drink way too much damn coffee. Okay, you need to cut the caffeine by 7 o'clock, or you need to cut down on all the coffee, maybe just 2 cups a day or something like that. But some of you are over caffeinated, and that will have a negative effect on your sleep and your concentration. Okay. But for some of you, I'm hearing that you need to stay in your own lane as well. Freedom of speech ain't free, as we've seen in recent current events. And I'm not saying to not speak up. I'm not saying to not express your opinion, but understand and accept what comes with that. Okay. A lot of debating, a lot of back and forth. The world is a very distracting place right now, and everybody has an opinion. I would advise you to avoid online debates, especially when it comes to politics and world events. Like, you're just fighting with some random person online you don't even know. And before you know it, you've wasted 45 minutes going back and forth with this asshole who doesn't agree with you or who said something negative. Don't do that. Okay. Time is currency. And debating with somebody online is not going to change anything. So don't get sucked into the vortex of the latest tragedies, the latest things that have gone on in this world, because they're going to keep happening. That's the world we live in. Okay. Once something else is done, another thing is going to happen, and everybody will be talking about that. We need to remember that life is balanced, but it's not always fair. Okay. And I'm a firm believer that politics and morality should not be mixing up. And I'm going to leave it at that. All right. But before you get involved in a conflict, ask yourself, is it a good use of your time? Most likely it's not. Okay. I'm also hearing that you really need to step up and embrace your chosen path and continue to put in the work. Stay focused and fly above the drama and chaos. All right. So I hope this video was helpful for you. Thank you so much for listening and watching. Have a wonderful day. Namaste. For those of you who chose the Heron, this energy shows up, the Heron energy, when you're a loner, perhaps you're more introverted, maybe you live an unconventional lifestyle. I'm also hearing for some of you, you've gone through or you're currently going through a period of uncertainty, okay? Things could be unstable. That's the way of the world right now, right? The collective energy is unstable, but maybe you're experiencing some, instability in your personal life on some level. Spirit is saying that you're being given a test, a lesson on trust. All right. Learning how to trust God and survive even in the coldest conditions. I'm hearing that life has definitely lifed you for sure. Okay. But understand that God has never put more on you than you can bear. If you are listening to this message right now, then you are okay. You might not be where you want to be, but thank God you are not where you used to be. All right. It's all a matter of perspective. And if your path is more difficult, that means your calling is higher. I'm also hearing that you don't need to get distracted or detoured from your path because things get hard. You need to cultivate more resilience, more patience, more strength. And the only way to do that is on this narrow path. Okay. It doesn't just happen for people. It's wishful thinking. People say, oh, I want to be strong. I want to be resilient. I want to be able to, do hard things. There's no other way to do that than to be and put in situations where you have to be resilient, patient, strong. Okay. But I'm also hearing that you're learning how to be more self-reliant and resourceful. And people have misunderstood you for sure on this journey, but it's not their journey. And I'm hearing that they wouldn't have survived what you have been through. Okay. These are people that have seen you suffer, have seen you struggle, but they wouldn't last a day in your shoes. So their opinions, their good opinions, their woulda, coulda, shouldas are totally irrelevant. All right. People, I'm hearing, may have even tried to kick you when you were down or take advantage of you. But this also taught you how to be more prudent and to better vet people that come into your life. Okay. Everybody ain't your friend. Everybody ain't your partner. Everybody ain't no real nigga, right? I'm also hearing, don't take advice from people more messed up than you in any way, shape, or form. People are known by their fruit. Okay. If you see drama and chaos and bullshit going on in their life, then they're most likely delusional and not even taking their own advice. Okay. Spirit is telling me to tell you to continue to take risks, especially if you don't have anything to lose. It could also be that you did take a risk and you did lose everything. I know that's my story several times over, but I'm here now. I'm giving you this message and I'm better than ever. Okay. Maybe you felt like giving up. Maybe you've, felt like, okay, I can't do this anymore. I'm throwing in the towel. But know that you've never, ever failed. You just learned. I'm hearing that because of what you've gone through, you are more innovative and nothing can stop you. When you've been through the worst, nothing can stop you. Okay. I'm a witness to that. The only thing that can maybe delay you is if you allow the opinions of other people to detour you from your path. Okay. I'm getting a message that you need to be self-actualized. I talk about this in a lot of my videos. Self-actualization. Number one, being independent of the good opinion of other people. Number two, having no investment in power or control over other people. And number three, being detached from the outcomes. Okay. So if you can master these three things, you will be very strong and stable through anything that life throws at you, anything that people try to put you through or put on you. Okay. I'm also hearing that you need to regularly ground yourself, take nature walks near water if possible. You can use a grounding meditation, grounding crystals, but you need to really anchor and stabilize yourself, through any type of changes or transitions or chaos, because it's only temporary, right? These are all lessons for you because you have a very important mission, a very important purpose, I'm hearing. But all of this is helping you to embrace these unknowns, okay? Jump into that void and know that the universe is there to catch you when you fall every time, all right? So thank you so much for listening and watching. Have a wonderful day. Namaste.